Gwegwe, Whaia, good morning. We are at the NFB space on Balmoral Street, nearby Place des Festivals. This is, we are August 9, yes, Saturday. And we have a beautiful look on the Place des Festivals, where many activities took place. And amongst them, and I should say, the one that was the top of those activities was a concert called Song to the Whales, and with an international cast of artists, very impressive. And as they are very numerous, and as I am a lazy guy, I will ask them to present themselves and tell us first how they came to be involved in that project, what was the meaning and what is the meaning for them. Now the concert is as its premiere here and is going on for a long tour in Canada and United States. I hope they will let you in and they don't put you in. Okay, so let's start by the aborigine elder. Bon.
Bueno welcomes hello, greetings from my country, Morning, Australia. Ngaganguri the Nullarbor, the people of the whale. Yeah, I think 3 years ago I was talking to Whaia here, my sister. She sang with us in the band and we were doing whale songs and all that. And I think it was last year or the year before, she said, oh, there might be something happening from Song to the Whale going overseas. And I was thinking, that sounds good. Sounds good. It would be a really, really, good thing to do, important thing to do, because, we've been singing to our ancestors been singing to the whales for hundreds and hundreds of years, for a long time. And now, if we can do it and share it with different countries and people, it will be also healing both ways for the whales and humans, And so I think in the last 3 or 4 months or 6 months, it started to happen. We would get phone calls from Corinna there and Greta and sister there, and I was thinking this is going to happen, we'd try and put in a grant to make it happen, and finally it happened, and here we are now in Montreal, and it's happening. I've got to pinch myself. It's happening. It is happening. So I go to sleep and I wake up. Where am I? Looks different, but in Montreal. Yeah, no. So it's really amazing to be here to share our music and share our culture, and it's an education to non-Indigenous people to hear how we communicate with animals in the land, animals in the sea, and how we treat them, how we respect them, how we show our love and care, because we always got to give back something. And that's our love, care, and kindness, and our gratitude, because we share the planet with all things. This Mother Earth, Makalba Yula, that means Yagulu, that means Great Mother Earth. And Mimulu Makalba Bilia, that means Great Grandfather Ocean. So we are the children of the water, great waters, and the land that feeds us, and the sea that feeds us, and gives us water and replenishes the earth. So it's an amazing thing that's happened, and I feel we should continue to do that, to make people wake up a bit more, and stop them from dreaming the wrong dreams. The right dreams is the right thing to do. It's about love, care, unity, respect, harmony, in harmony with nature, you can't go wrong. So I'd like to thank you two for inviting us, and thank Corinna, Greta and sister Whaia, and two sisters here, Nina.
Lydia.
I can only remember one name.
Spirit name.
That throat thing made me forget now. but thank you, yeah. And, you know, we will continue to do it. And you know, it's amazing. People loved it. You know, the reaction you get from the crowd is, you know, they were thinking, wow, that's incredible. It's amazing. So thank you very much. Yaranga, thank you.
I think I will go at the other end of the sofa, since Corinna, you have one of the that make it happen from the start, and I think it started from a work you did before, Song to the Earth, I think. So
Yeah.
present yourself and tell
Thanks,
us about it.
Yeah, so my name's Corinna Bonshek. I'm a composer living on Kombumerri country in Australia. My ancestry is English and Polish. And I moved to this beautiful place which was full of sounds of crickets and birds and just so vibrant, a place of volcanoes and red earth where everything grew. And I wanted to make a piece of music that really was singing along with the landscape, singing with the birds, singing to the birds, singing to activate the earth. And this big piece, Song to the Earth, we made it. And Greta was involved right at that early stage, and we worked with a group, a string orchestra, and Michael and his beautiful gong collection. And it was 90 minutes and a big immersive work. And it was incredible. And we thought, we have to do this again. We have to find a way. But the way that happened was actually quite different than we anticipated. We took the gongs and went to Malaysia and worked with Kayan musician from Malaysia's Borneo, so indigenous Kayan Parap singer, with his elders. So, and then we were like, oh my goodness, there's something about the gongs that, because of the frequencies, they're so elemental, and they allow any kind of melody or frequency to come on top because they're not Western tonality. It doesn't force the music of different cultures into the Western model, because the gongs have complex frequencies, and the ear will listen to the voice and, you know, that tradition and find a connection with all the huge range of frequencies of the gongs. And that was a really big awakening. And when we came back and I met Whaia, and I was like, wow, okay. And actually Michael said to me, oh, I perform with this incredible Maori singer, Whaia. We should invite her. We should work with her. And we couldn't quite do it for Song to the Earth, but we were like, okay, let's do another version with Whaia. And that was Song to the Ocean. And then Greta came out to Sinners and met Octo Echo and saw Transcestral and saw Nina and Lydia perform and met Katya. And she was like, okay, we need to do another version. And Song to the Whales was born. And Whaia talked about Bunna and his incredible connection with whales. So there's this kind of journey of this music where it just keeps growing and is really invitational. And we can all travel together and bring our own creativity and culture to it, because it has an openness, I think, at its core. Oh, okay. So I'm not quite sure what more to add on that one. I guess we feel like we're at the beginning of the journey for Song to the Whales now. I mean, I feel like the richness of the music is just growing and growing. There's so many more creative voices in the mix now. And I feel like we're going to be touring this work for a few years. We're getting invitations even beyond this tour, from Malaysia, an Indigenous festival in Malaysia. We've had an invitation from Europe. So I feel like this is a work that's really timely, actually, that people are ready to they're more environmentally aware, they're more ready than ever to listen to Indigenous voices. And I think there's so many pathways for different people to enter this piece, irrespective of what their background is. There's little entry points for all sorts of people, whether they're classical or they listen to rock or they listen to new age music or whatever they listen to. There's a way for them to come into this piece and also to discover something new. And that, for me, is really exciting because I think all of us here share the desire to connect with people and to create a sense of unity and community. And I think this work does that.
Hola, good morning. Bonjour. My name is Lydia Etok. I'm originally from conçu. I've been living in Montreal for about 33 years now. My daughter was a year old when I came down to Montreal in pursuit of a better life and to further my education. When I was back home, I didn't know how to throat sing. This was a concept that seemed very far away from me because it was not something that we heard on a daily basis. I would hear something about it on rare occasions, and I thought this seemed very far away. It's only when I was in college here in Montreal that I started learning how to throat sing when a friend of mine, Sarah, who's from Bunna Lawrie, whose grandmother was teaching her when she was back home how to throat sing. And so she needed a partner to throat sing with here, and so she started teaching me. And that was, over 25 years ago. Now, I'm not sure how Nina and I connected. It's probably at the Botanical Gardens when we throat sang for the first time there. And I'm not sure who connected us, but ever since then, our friendship, sisterhood, relationship has grown. We're connected very much. Being part of Octo Echo as an Inuk throat singer has brought me to places I never imagined. I took part in one of the concerts, Ancestral, and at that show came along Greta after our performance. And I think, Corinna, were you there? Greta, where is she? Oh, yeah. So here's this tall lady with the accent who's so excited. I was like, hi. Who had a vision of a show in the future, potential performances in the future, working together. And that's how I first got introduced to a potential project to be. And over time, we got to meet with various artists, such as Whaia, Bunna, Corinna, Greta, Jason, yeah. I wasn't sure how we would go about it at the time. And I just said, trust the process. It'll all come to be. And the show that we had the other day, I was blown away. I was so blown away. The talent and the knowledge keepers that we have here, their stories, the authenticity of each person and what they bring has made it such a magical journey. And I'm very grateful to be a part of the entire cast. So thank you.
Yeah, we have been very privileged because when it was the 25th anniversary of the festival, we première Transestral, and everybody was blown by this fantastic work. And now I said to Katia Magdisi-Warren, your colleague Octo-Echo, I said, you have always the biggest birthday gift for the festival because this is the 35th festival and now we have Song of the Whales. Wow! We are all so amazed and the public was just fantastically listening, captured by the magic of this show. When you were singing a cappella in a park, normally when you are in the crowd, you hear noise and damn cell phone, and and people move. But yesterday and the day before, no, the people were there, completely silent, like if we have been in a concert hall. It's really from a spectator point of view, it was really a singular experience. Yeah. Nina?
Udlakut. My name is Nina Segalowitz. I am Inuvialuit and Dene from Northwest Territories. I'm Bear Clan. I'm first and foremost a mom. I have 3 kids and 2 grandkids, and throat singing has I'm also a 60 scoop survivor, so learning how to throat sing was a journey in and of itself. But I've been very blessed to be able to do it for over 25 years. And like Lydia had mentioned, like we've become I can't remember when we met either, like it's a mystery. But since then we've created memories and we've met so many incredible musicians. And when I first heard of the song To the Whales, when I think of the music, when I think of the relationship that we have, a lot of the times in the non-Indigenous world, we go and whale watch. We don't go be with the whales. Even their language is, let's go watch the whales. Let's go watch the buffalo in the zoo. Let's go. It's a spectator event when you see animals in the wild. But in the Indigenous perspective, animals are our connections and our relations. And I think that, oh, there's a bird. Hi, relation. Yeah. There are relations, and so what we bring to the music and our intention, I think that's what really touches people. And we're kind of asking people to come on this wave of come ride the wave of being connected with the environment, as opposed to go watch the whales. I want to be with the whales, and I want to be in the space of the whales, because we're in their home. When we're on the water, we're in their home. And a lot of the times people forget that we are on their territory and in their space. And so it's a different way of seeing the world. And I think when we sing in our language, when we do our traditional music, when we meld it with other music from around the world, there's this magic that happens that it's as a reminder of that mind-heart connection and that person-human-environment connection. And I think because we've forgotten to have that or keep that connection because of the fast-paced and the scrolling and the whatever, that they're like, oh, yes. Yeah, we're still connected. So I think that that's sometimes our role as Indigenous people, is not to bang people. That's another thing. It's a gentle way to remind people of their connection and not go, oh, like you should. It's like, hear through my voice, hear through my, I'm getting emotional. Hear through my words and hear through my songs, hear through my dance moves, hear through my drum beat, which is the heartbeat of Mother Earth. This is how we live, So I think Song to the Whales is, like, even in the Inuit tradition, like we have Sedna, which is goddess of the sea, and she's the one who, when I first heard of Song to the Whales, I thought, Sedna's gonna be coming alive, we're singing to her and all her creations. So it's a real blessing to weave. Our voices are together, and it was magical from the get-go when we got together a week ago today. We met in person a week ago today. And from the get-go, we were all egos aside, and we stepped forward with our spirit, and we just, let's create. And I think it showed, because the two shows were just incredible. So, Nakormek for having us here at the Présence autochtone, and I cannot wait for this journey to continue with this whole crew. A lot of us are missing there. You don't see a lot of the crew, the rest of our group, but without them, the magic wouldn't have happened either. So.
Okay, well, Atamarie, good morning, kia ora. My name is Whaia Hine Ipurangi. I'm a Ngāti Kahungunu woman of Aotearoa from Hawke's Bay, the east coast of the North Island. Ko kahurana ki taku maonga, ko wanganui te awa, my river and my mountain. I grew up on Bunna's country as a young girl at the age of 6 with my Yunjibundi grandmother in the northwestern desert of Australia. So a little Māori girl going from the deep south to the desert, chasing kangaroos and learning about that deep red earth, old ancient country. So I'm blessed to kind of be taught by both lands and cultures. And the song to the whale, I have to say, it's like it is a dream to be here in Montreal at this magical First Nations festival gathering, to be around all of the language speakers and wisdom walkers, and to be feeling all the vibrations from the many different languages and the powwow drum and the powwow punk rock band and from the fusions of cultures that we're so privileged to actually be here and feel that. So thank you so much. Song to the Whale is a beautiful growth from Song to the Ocean when we started. And I do have to thank Michael Askill, our gong master and lead percussionist, for the beautiful little community gathering that we met at. It was just a very humble gathering. It was really with the children in a park. And he said, we have this project called Song to the Ocean. And I was like, oh, that sounds lovely. We love the ocean. We're ocean people. We're saltwater people. We come from Moana Nui Akiwa, which is the Great Pacific Ocean. And that was back in maybe 2018, I think, something like that. And then I met Corinna a couple of years later. So it was still brewing in the background without me not knowing. And I think what the magical thing about it is that we all are serving our community in our own way, and then for us to come together in this unique weaving, as our sister says, really does bring quite a magical thread. And so yes, we've been touring Song to the Ocean in Australia with Greta Kelly, and what I really love about this production is that it's not just about us, actually. Corinna is such a beautiful director where she involves the community. So we have, with the string orchestra, with Deep Blue, and Greta Kelly's part of Deep Blue, we go into schools and we're interacting with the children there and the teachers, and they're inviting those students to come and be part of the performance, as well as with Michael, always putting it out into the community and inviting other percussionists. Like we had our other student percussionists on the stage with us the other night, and they're like 22 years old and they're in this amazing production, and it's so good to have the youth with us. It's really important that we bring them along with us and have them around our elders, and to give them a voice on such a bigger stage. I really love that aspect, and the workshops that we do with the education around the ocean protection that we have. I walk with my daughter Moana, who's 8 years old, and so that's a very special piece for me to have my family be welcomed in a production like this. This is a big family movement. Yes, we're highly professional, talented musicians they can read music. I don't read music. We're more listeners when it comes to that. Intuitive musicians, spirit singers perhaps. And I love the diversity of how this show can blend that kind of educational aspect and the cultural aspect together. So I feel pretty blessed to be able to walk as a family in this production and, to sing my music. I met Bunna Lawrie in 2008, 2009, when we used to go whale dreaming in Hervey Bay in the east coast of Australia. We would go out on a catamaran for a week in a whale sanctuary to be with our relations and to do ceremony. Because what we do is yes, it's a performance, but when we perform, it's a living, breathing act for us. So, it's part performance, it's part ceremony, and we're bringing that energy of how we meet with our ancestors in the sea and be with them. We carry that in us. So then when we're sharing on a stage like this, it's like we bring all that energy of what it is like to go out and be with them. A lot of people have never even seen a whale before, or maybe heard them, but something that is living, embodied within us, as our sister was saying. When we go and visit them in their home, you don't just go to their home and say, oh, well, will you sing me a song? Like, you've got to sit down for a few cups of teas before they introduce themselves, right? So that's when I met Bunna, and we used to go and record the whale song lines and make music. And I think it's 15 years later, here we are again, coming around full circle. And for me, I'm blown away when I am holding his clapsticks and he's singing his beautiful songs. He's an esteemed elder in our country for the work that he does, protecting the ocean, protecting the Great Australian Bight. And his music really enlightens our hearts. And to be singing with him again is a real honour for me, coming from that country. And I've grown a little bit because I used to sing Bunna's language. He taught me his language before I even knew how to sing my own. So it was he was an instigation for me to actually go home and activate my own language, which then I've been practicing all this time. So to come back now and to sing again, where I've grown a little bit and I've got a little bit more in my basket. And maybe perhaps we're a little grayer too. So wiser. So it's an honour to be here and to be sharing.
And I see, Jason, you don't have your boomerang today. Yeah. Yes, I was amazed because the percussion were boomerangs. and of course guitar and didgeridoo, and a great artist behind it.
Where are you? My name is Jason Lee Scott. I'm also son of Bunna Lawrie. Just wanted to say that it's a great honour and great privilege to be a part of this journey. Thanks to Greta and Corinna, Whaia, and then being introduced to some other great musicians from First Nations in Montreal, Canada. It's amazing to be able to bring our culture over and have this great, amazing cultural exchange with our music, our language, and what we have to offer as part of Song to the Ocean, Song to the Whales. And I must say, like, it is like a dream, and I've got to pinch myself every day, knowing that I'm in a different country. Haven't been out of our country for probably over 30 years, and I don't know, I just sort of thought maybe one day we're going to sail those seas or going to fly the skies again when time is right. So it was great to be able to have this opportunity to do this here, because it's something magical and something special, and also it's something that's going to be an ongoing, that I must say. It's just the beginning of a ripple effect that's going to spread and flow throughout this world, I must say. And it's a great honour to meet you, Andre, as the founding member of this festival event. Thank you.
And also, I see the lady that was so enthusiastic when she saw Transestral. Maybe she has a story to tell us.
So, yes, I was at Sinar 2022, and Transestral opened the Sinar in Montreal, and so I witnessed Octo Echo's ability to weave First Nations, Middle Eastern and contemporary classical composition together. And at the same time, I was reflecting on how similar this is what Corinna does when she weaves Middle Eastern elements. I play violin and Persian violin. My name's Greta, by the way. And so Corinna's doing similar things. She's bringing Middle Eastern and First Nations and contemporary classical music together. And so I thought there must be a synergy here. And so we started having regular Zoom meetings with Katya Makdisi-Warren, who I believe has played the festival several times before with Samanique, with your project, Samanique, which Katya and France, amazing producer, sent us the album, and so we've been listening to it since 2022. These songs have been sort of starting to percolate in our head, because before then I'd never heard the Inuit throat singing. It was a first time for me, and then to hear it, to be in the room with it, and then to hear Fire's beautiful Maori song and Bunna's Aboriginal song weaving in with that. It's really an incredible mix. And yeah, it's basically because Corinna and Katya are both very good at creating a space for us to contribute and feel free to add in what comes to us. So it's not really dictated as much as invited. So it's really, really beautiful. Thank you very much.
Yes, Katya couldn't be here today, but we have to acknowledge her role, very important. She's the one who phoned me, and she told me, I have the craziest thing to propose to you. And I said, well, coming from you, it will certainly be something fantastic. And Obviously, I was right. And Michael, you were on the gong.
I thought I was getting away with not having to say anything. Thanks, Andre. Thanks for inviting us to this amazing event. As Jason's, my beautiful new friend Jason and my wonderful Bunna, we've been living together these past days. It's been incredible. I don't know where to start. Somehow I fell in love. You know, I used to be in a symphony orchestra and sort of loved some particular styles of music and got to meet in France and Australia the great French composer Olivier Messiaen, who's passed away.
He was inspired by nature.
He was inspired by nature and recorded a lot of birds and integrated those sounds into his music. And he loved the gongs and integrated the gongs into many of his big pieces. The big gongs that we play in the piece are really like the sounds of nature, as Corinna's beautifully articulated, how the gongs create a platform for virtually any other sounds and melodic sounds. Since the gongs don't really, they kind of have that harmonic nature that allows the melding of virtually any other melodic sounds. So I love the gongs and collected over many years lots of gongs from Burma, from China, and gongs that are being made in Europe. It was like a personal love affair, I guess, with the gongs. And then suddenly I meet Corinna and Greta, and, they allowed me to actually play them in different new contexts. And I thought, we'll do this maybe once or twice, and then that'll be the end of it. And now we're on this kind of journey with, then we meet these amazing people, meeting Fire one day on the lawn in Byron Bay, and I told Corinna this incredible woman was there with her crystal bowls and vocals and flutes, and I was there with a gong. It's an incredible evolutionary story, and now how is this possible that we're here in Montreal with Nina and Lydia and amazing artists, an incredible percussionist, Bert Hill with Octo Echo, amazing bass player Etienne. It's a dream come true that we're all together. Thank you.
I just want to say I really love watching Michael play the gong. I think he has this really beautiful, deep connection to the instrument. When he plays, I can feel his whole energy connecting with the sound, and not the beginning of the sound, the blooming of the sound, the decay of the sound, like every part of the sound, his being is with that sound. And it's really lovely watching him teach other people about that and show them about that, because actually to do that you have to be still in yourself to really listen, and that's an amazing practice, something that's really good for us to have that stillness. And part of what holds those beautiful moments of, delicate, reflective music is the gongs. And that allows Fire's voice to float over, or beautiful throat singing to float over. But it's the sound, but also the quality of Michael's attention in his playing. It's like a meditation in action, and it's very beautiful.
Thank you.
And it's like the sea, huh? It's like a wave that arrives, that live and comes again. So that's really, it connects with the concept of ocean perfectly. And probably in this show with the spirit of the ocean. Yeah, it really was fantastic. I have 100 questions to ask, and I think we are running out of time. The festival must go on. So, Bunna, you are the elder here. You are connected with deeply with the spirit of the whales. So you are the one to give us the conclusion.
Well, I know this has taken a long time to come, but it is a spirit that brought us together. And that's how it works. The good spirit I'm talking about, the real, true spirit brought us together. So, and this is what happens. It creates harmony, unity, love, respect, all the things that, good things that you want to think about and what will happen. And a dream come true, a beautiful dream come true, because we are sharing our music, sharing our love, sharing our kindness, not only with the people, but with the country, with all things. Because when you do that, everything that we share this planet with, they can hear you. Even that bird was here. That can feel it. Whales in the sea, everything around us. Even the sea. The sea is a living being. This one too. That's the mother. It's fertile and all it's giving. It's alive. So when we do things like that, it changes humans' minds about being angry or being greedy or being disrespectful. It makes people do the right thing. And I say yaranga in my language, mean thank you to Yagalayula, Mother Earth, Mimula Makalba, Bilia Makalba, to the great ocean, and Balu Magalu, that means the great creator, and all the great creators that's all the great spirits that are watching us right now. And, it should be all our belief that it is a real thing. And this is what I come to, and this is what our world needs, our planet Earth needs for everybody. And like I said before, we have to start dancing together.
And show must go on. We have a film this afternoon. I want to acknowledge the presence of Gwendolyn Gates that have this wonderful documentary, The Doctrine, and also there is a film that will be shown at 2 o'clock, I think. Bibiru, it's the name of a dog. But a dog have a spell. He cannot hunt no more. So the youth of the community it was, what's the name of the community? Whaia. They discuss and they try to help the dog going back in its own natural instinct. And it's, at the same time, it's a funny film because, of course, there is a lot of humor behind it. But you meet all the elder, you heard the language, and you see the community life around the hunting, and with this light tone, we go very deep into an indigenous culture. So I will go to see the film. André is there from Brazil, the co-director of the film. So it worked to be seen. Alors, merci. Merci à Nicolas. Thank you, Nicolas, who has been the master of the technology today. And, well, the festival goes on, and Song of the Whales will go on its own journey. And I think we got a good start here in Montreal. So, c'est maintenant. Thank you.